All right, we'll be live in about 15 minutes. I'm just working on some last minute things on the blog talk before we go live. So, let's see. Hmm. 9 o'clock beeps, 9 o'clock. Awesome. So, what do you think? Eyeball? Got my eye on you. Yes, I do. All right. Oh, Michelle's sick tonight, so we're just getting ready to set up. But, hey, hi, Wendy. What do you think about my eyeball? Without glasses. All right. I can't get that up, but I can get this up. All right. Oh, why are you not chatting? Might have a slight chat issue tonight. Working on it. Ow. Right, let's see. All right. We're just getting things going, so just bear with me. Okay.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear...
Your show is scheduled to start in 11 minutes, 35 seconds.
Okay, we seem to be up and running over here. So, yay. I just have my little chat box I have to move. So, Michelle is homesick today.
11 minutes until showtime.
All right, so there I am. And make sure I've got, oh, yep, I'm online everywhere. All right, so right now I'm kind of streaming on 6 different channels at once. Just to let everybody know, my name is Sue. I'm Awakening the Unknown. Well, at least me and Michelle is, but Michelle is sick, so you'll be able to hear her. She'll be calling in, so I really appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be talking to Eric Perry tonight. So, and he's haunted in New England. And there are some links in the feed on Facebook. And the rest of the links I will post after. So
10 minutes until showtime.
10 minutes to showtime. So I'm pretty much live on different stations. It's something new that I've tried. There's about 6 of them that I found this new program. So I'm trying it out for tonight's podcast. Ooh, so it should be pretty interesting, but so far everything seems to be working smoothly. I'm so used to talking to Michelle, but I do have a few minutes beforehand. So if I don't answer everybody right away, that's because I'm kind of in the middle of doing something. So, let's see. Okay. Do I have any sound coming out of my speaker?
9 minutes until showtime.
Yes, I do. Okay, we are set. Awesome. All right. That's the one I need right there. All right, people. We got about 9 minutes, and then we go live. So, give me right back. I'll be right back. Just have to get my coffee. So, I have a joint chat program also going on. So anybody from any other page that is tuning in, you will all be on the joint chat, and hopefully I can, and Eric, and Michelle, who will be on the phone calling in, will be able to answer any of your questions. So, sorry, the goofiness is not here tonight. She has the zombie virus. No, I'm just
8
kidding.
minutes until showtime.
Right, she's a little sick. Just give me a minute, guys. I'll be right back. We've got about 8 minutes. So I will be back in 2. Let's see.
7 minutes until showtime.
Okay, that's everything. So let's see. What do we have on the list? We definitely have some interesting shows coming up. And we do have another author that will be coming on. She wrote a really interesting book, so it's The Spiritual Human. Got the copy of it, so I started reading that. So I like to read everything before it actually comes in. All right. Wow, this is definitely delayed. Interesting. And everybody's looking at me. Yep. Oh, yep. Did that a while ago. All right. Okay.
6 minutes until showtime.
All right. I think I'm going to turn on the AC. Sorry, peeps. All right, so you're going to hit a bit of a background noise going on there. So, let's see. He should be calling in any minute. Oof. That's kind of my AC because my desk is next to it. I'm gonna
5 minutes
5
until
minutes.
showtime.
5 minutes, peeps. 5 minutes. So that's awesomeness.
4 minutes until showtime.
How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Well, I'm doing good. Michelle hasn't called in yet, but she's sick. She's severely diabetic. She kind of lives in an attic apartment. I have ACs. I don't know why she didn't come over here today, but she slept the day away, so she's not feeling too good right now.
No.
Yeah, so she'll try to call in. She's the fun one. I'm
She
the
better.
serious one. So she'll try to call in. No worries. We'll make it fun.
Well, she better call in.
Yeah, hopefully she will. So I got this new program. I got a new program that I'm working with, and I know you have a friend that you want to talk about, but we still got about 3 minutes before we go live on Blog Talk, but right now I'm just striking
3
conversation.
minutes until showtime.
3 minutes till showtime. I've got a new program, so right now I'm kind of simultaneously broadcasting on 6 video stations all at once. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I got 6 videos going out of the show. So in all of my shows, you can hear the guest voice and my voice and everything we talk about. And I usually edit them. And the ones that I do on Facebook, I'll download, edit, and throw those out to the cable access channels as well. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so I work with them. So.
Yeah, the lady that I wanted to talk about, her name is Catherine Casey Hill.
Okay.
And she's a member of Haunted in New England. She has 9 autoimmune diseases.
Wow.
Yeah, and she also has a tumor on her liver and her kidney.
Ouch.
2 minutes until showtime.
Oh, yeah, no,
So
please.
Haunted New England set up a
Go ahead. They set up a GoFundMe. Yeah, definitely share that.
Yeah.
I'm live. Could you go that way? Thank you. Sorry, my kid. So, oh, it says you are.
Oh, I understand. I had to call my kid before I called you guys tonight.
Oh, yep, that my son he got in the video. So, all right, I got about 2 minutes. I'm going to put you on silent, go through the intros, and then I'll pull you back on, okay?
You got it.
All right, hold on.
One minute until showtime.
Hi, Rebecca.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Red Network, which shows 7 days a week from 8 o'clock p.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With shows such as Bill Ryan Effect, Road Talk Radio, The Hollywood Connection, just sort of crazy. Knowledge from behind the veil. Nightmares Radio. Awakening the unknown. Pretty Blood Sugar. And the cooperative show Night Visions. And now for your featured show.
Welcome to a new episode of Awakening the Unknown. Hosts Susan Swanbeck, Michelle Sullivan. Stay tuned for a haunting good time.
Well, hello there, everybody, and how are you doing this fantastic Thursday night? I know you guys are used to seeing both me and Michelle, but unfortunately, Michelle tonight is not so well, so she might be calling in. Well, hopefully she'll be calling in, but tonight's guest is on the line. And hello to everybody that just came in. Just to let you know, before I pull the guest in, I am running simultaneously. I am running 6 different stations of video at once. It's something new that I found, and I found it quite interesting to try to do it. So I have like a couple of chats in the blog talk and everything else that I'm running. But tonight's guest is Eric Perry. Eric Perry is the founder of the Central New Hampshire Paranormal Society. He also is, he runs Haunted in New England. It's a show that I think it can be found, welcome to all you first timers. It's a show that can be found, I think, on Amazon. You know what? Why don't we pull him on and we'll ask him. Hello, Eric. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. I know that you have a show, the Haunted in New England show. Is that the one that's on the Amazon, or I know it's on YouTube, but is it also on Amazon as well?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on Amazon.
Yep.
Amazon Prime Videos. It's also on Facebook Live. We just signed a contract with Facebook Live to do our shows.
Very nice. Very, very nice. That really is. I mean, it was funny how ran across was Michelle, who unfortunately is sick right now. But when she gets a chance, she'll call in. I just kind of left some instructions with her roommate to make sure she eats something. So diabetics and heat don't get along too well. So hi there, everybody. How you doing?
No.
Yeah. So how? Oh, you had that case. Before we get into that case, how did that case go?
The one in Hillsborough or the one in Connecticut we just did?
The one that involved the items that you found, old witching items.
Okay, that would be the Hillsborough case. It turned out really interesting. It was just 3 of us that investigated the property with the homeowner, and we were doing live EVP sessions with a computer, and it was kind of interesting the way it was going on, because we actually got a goat sound.
Nice.
On it, on recording. Now, we use a computer to do live EVP sessions because we want to capture it at the moment.
Right.
Because we could sit down our digital recorder and record whatever, and then you stop it. But with the computer, you can leave it in the room and let it run.
Nice.
And we caught the goat sound doing that.
Nice. Yeah, I use
which was definitely weird.
Yeah, I use the H2 Zoom. Just plug in headphones and listen live. But I think everybody has their own method. But the computer one, that's something new. It's something I haven't really heard of before.
Yeah, we go right through WavePad, and you can record live right from WavePad.
Wow. So, how long have you been? We're just gonna chit chat. Michelle is not around right now. Like I said, I just want to make sure everybody is aware that Michelle is sick. She'll be called. Oh, she's on the video chat. She's still running the chat room, but she's not calling in. So she's in the Facebook chat room. For those of you who are wondering where poor Michelle is. But she will be back next week. We're supposed to be in Fall River tomorrow, so I just wanted to run that out there. But before we get too deep into anything, Michelle and I have this passion to help people. We do have a benefit coming up for animals, but I also know there's somebody that right now that you want to get the word out in order to help somebody. You have something going on with a teammate, and I'd like you to tell everybody what's going on and how they can help as well.
Yeah, Haunted in New England has a team member. Her name is Catherine Casey Hill, and she is trying to survive for her kids. She has 9 autoimmune diseases, and she has a tumor on her liver and on her kidney. She needs to raise money to get the treatments and to continue the treatments that she needs to survive for her kids. So Haunted in New England, as she's a member of Haunted New England, we would rather her stick around with us instead of going on to the other side.
Right.
And we love her to death. And anything that anybody could do, $5, $10, $15, it's on GoFundMe. You can find it right on my page on Facebook, or you can find it at a Haunted in New England's page on Facebook.
Right.
And definitely look up Catherine Casey Hill on Facebook. You can watch some of her videos where she talks about her stuff that's going on with her fight to live.
Talking from experience, my husband, before he passed 2 years ago, he had liver cancer, and there are a lot of the treatments that are out there that are not covered by most medical insurances. It's like if it's going to work, they're not going to pay for it. And that's just one of my sticklers as far as something like that. But I do feel that the GoFundMe page is something that would really help because, like I said, I'm telling everybody out there from experience that there are a lot of treatments and something that might have helped him that couldn't because, and again, medical insurances only cover so much. They don't really cover a lot of the newer treatments that are out that can actually assist somebody. And this is an individual who has kids and also a fellow paranormal investigator. So definitely, people, if you're listening, go to the page, give her a hand because she definitely deserves it, and we want to keep her around, definitely for her kids and her paranormal investigation. So, and we'll, I'll see if I can get that link and post that as well.
My head.
Sorry, go ahead,
Yeah,
honey.
she has her head shaved. But I actually shaved my head for her to show solidarity with her.
That's very sweet of you. It really is. I know other individuals that have had that went through something like that, and their family members also did shave the head. It shows support, so this way they're not alone. I agree with that.
Yeah. She's a good lady, and she's fighting to survive, and she wants to survive. She's got a family, and they want her to survive, so she's gonna survive. We just have faith in her.
That's what it is. We need prayers. She needs the finances for the better treatments to keep her around for her kids. So definitely, guys, give them a hand. Go to Haunted in New England page, and you said the link is right there, correct?
Correct. Or you can go right to my page, Eric Perry's page on Facebook, or you can even go to Casey Hill's Facebook page. She has links up and videos.
Okay, that's awesome. So let's give this group a hand out there. So I really do appreciate all the listeners out there, and everybody. Every time you come on and the people find out you're a paranormal investigator, the first question they always ask is, how long have you been doing this? The first question I always ask is, why? Why did you get into the paranormal field? It's always my first question because I find that an intriguing aspect of what gets somebody involved in the field.
Well, my very first encounter with the paranormal was when I was in the 6th grade in Lynn, Massachusetts. I went to the House of Seven Gables in Salem, Massachusetts. And I decided to stay back from the class, and hang out and touch things in the dining room area of the House of Seven Gables.
Right.
Well, I'm touching things, and all of a sudden I see out of the corner of my eye, I see a shadow go from left to right. I saw, and then all of a sudden I felt a icy hand touch my shoulder. And then I heard the words, "Get out." Now, I ran like a little schoolgirl back to the bus as fast as my two little legs would carry me. And I will...
In
I
your
will admit,
defense, you
I-
were a
I
little
was
child. You were small.
Yeah.
You were young. That's your defense.
I was doing dude run. Yeah, I was doing the whole dude run thing, running right to the bus. And after that, when I became a teenager, I actually was a gravedigger for a local cemetery.
Huh.
And I got to see things and hear things that not everybody gets to see or do.
Wow. What happens?
And then,
I mean,
I started Central.
yeah.
And then when I started Central in 2010, I wanted to. The first thing was when I started getting into the paranormal field, no one would take me on the team. Not one person.
Why?
They didn't want to train new people. A lot of the paranormal field can be, at times, very one-sided, I would say. They don't really like to bring a lot of people on. But there was a team out of Maine called New England Ghosts that actually took me on. And they trained me. I actually just worked the Hillsborough case there with my mentor, Stephen Flannery, to do that case. And it was interesting for me because they taught me a lot. I mean, a lot of things that I did not know. Because I could sit there and watch TV and go, oh, I could do this and I could do that. But when you really get into the meat of it, you really don't know what you're doing. So I needed some training.
Exactly.
Before I
do
started my own team.
Yeah, I do. I do agree with training. I do. I mean, everybody gets into the field for different reasons, and I always find that part actually interesting. Me myself, it was slightly different. I've been working the, I guess, psychic circuit for a while, doing a lot of benefits and running classes and a lot of things like that. And just somebody said, "Hey, I need a psychic for my team. You want to try?" And okay. So I tried, and I just, got into the video and stuff, and I just want everybody to see what it is that I was seeing, and that's kind of how it all started for me. But as far as spirits and things, that's just something that's just always been around since I was little. Have you actually seen anything other than the one that you've seen when you were younger?
Oh, yeah, I've seen shadow people. I've seen apparitions. I've come face-to-face with one apparition. Actually, multiple apparitions. St. Albans Sanitarium, when I came across the crawler. I got up close and personal with the crawler at St. Albans. I got up close and personal with a French soldier.
Wow.
And he pointed his musket right at my forehead.
Nice.
So I've seen things. Not only have I seen ghosts, but I've actually come across a cryptid twice. I've come across seeing Sasquatch twice.
Wow. All right, hold on 1 second. I think this is Michelle. Hold on 1 minute.
All right.
Let's see if we can get her on. Of course, the board isn't. There it goes. Michelle, is that you?
Hello.
Oh, there she is.
It is I. How are you?
The sickling
I'm good.
How are
calls
you guys?
in. The sickling calls
I called in. And I now have a idea of what the hell is going on with me. My famous UTI has returned.
Oh, well, that and the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I called my nurse. And then used to say, I will be on antibiotics in about an hour, whether they like it or not, because I am not missing out on anything else. And I feel really bad that I'm missing out on tonight with you, Eric. You know what I mean? I really wanted to be able to have a good time tonight. But I've been literally running a temperature all like all day, and I can't even anymore. I can't. I'm literally running around the house practically in like a bikini at this point. Poor Buddha's locked in his room. But everything's been going. It's been horrible. But yeah, the mystery has now come to be evolved now. So, and I'm not missing another thing. So, my lovely nurse is on her way out here right now to start me on an antibiotic. So hopefully by tomorrow morning at some point I should be good by the time they get here in the morning. So if not, I will be going to get on a stronger antibiotic tomorrow. But yeah, it's finally shown itself now, Sue, why I wasn't feeling good.
Oh.
So
I hope you feel better.
Oh,
Yes, I hope you feel
darling.
better too. It looks like I'm going to Fall River by myself tomorrow.
No, you're not.
Oh.
No, you're not.
All right, just
No,
checking.
you're not. No. Even if we have to bring a porta potty, That's why I'm like, oh hell. Even if I got to do it Portuguese, I'll go borrow diapers from my grandmother if I have to. No. Not happening. And like, I was like, it was like about half an hour ago, and I'm like, oh man, I started getting my cramps in my stomach, and I'm like, oh.
You realize
And the
nobody
fever's
really
not
wants
going
to
away.
hear this on the radio. They actually called to hear Eric, right?
Well, it's true life, I mean, just think about it. If when I do pass and I start haunting people, they'll automatically be like, Michelle, is it you? Do you have a UTI? That's how they'll know it's me.
The mood swings
Oh,
spirit.
I've always said when I die and I go to haunt people, I'm going to be one of those ghosts that actually pants you.
Yep.
All right.
That would
That'd
be
freaking
Michelle.
awesome.
That would be Michelle. That would definitely be
Hey, Eric, we're
Michelle.
gonna have to chill out then when we're pulling one of those undead things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. We had like so much stuff to talk about, but I'm not missing tomorrow. That's why I'm calling. It's why the nurse is on her way, and that's why they have emergency services. So, I actually thought you were gonna bug out for a second too, because the cop cars came by here a second ago with the ambulance. And I'm like, oh no, she's gonna think I'm on my way to the hospital.
Actually,
so I'm like, crap.
I'm facing the other direction. The ambulances would be behind me anyway, so I'm looking at
okay,
this
well, that's
weird
good.
picture
did
I
not
put
want you to
together
panic.
today. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Joe would let me know.
Oh,
So, yeah, before your nurses get
that's
there,
why I was like, I'm not letting nobody panic. I'm like, so once I get myself on this antibiotic, they just got to crack open my med box and get me on the antibiotic. They already called the TI guy, so
all right.
we're starting me on that today because I was already flipping, especially about today. My nurses came so late today that I think it just kind of threw me all completely discombobulated.
Yes.
So not letting them do that to me tomorrow. Not letting that happen tomorrow. So, so I'm listening in on you guys. I'm stalking you guys. I'm so good at that, by the way.
Yeah, well, do you have any questions for Eric before your nurses come?
Yeah, I had to stalk with you guys before my nurses came, you know what I mean? Because they're going to be here, and I'm not going to be able to talk to you, and then be like, hey, yeah, guess what? I'm on UTIville, and blah, 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 and all the horrible details. I'm sure you guys don't want it. But I just was going to let you guys know what was happening so far, and I will be giving you guys a back in a little bit,
Okay.
just to kind of touch base and, and go through all that. I didn't know if you guys touched on the subject yet about the coming down to New Beige and the investigation.
Nope,
we have
nope.
going on with Eric.
No, we
Did you
haven't
guys
touched
talk about
on.
that?
We haven't.
Okay.
We haven't touched on anything like that yet. Just how we get into the field and who he
Okay.
was trained with and things like that.
Uh-huh.
So, but no, nothing about New Bedford yet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I just want to let you guys know what was going on, and I'm going to be touching base with you guys real quick. And as soon as I get them here, I'm going on to be
Okay.
back on the couch and food exactly like you told him to do. I bought me some ginger ale and all everything like good nephew. I think he's scared of you too. So
I just want to make sure you eat. You're diabetic, but all right, Michelle, feel better. Call back when you can, or
I
questions
will.
away. All right.
I will. It's Buddha. It's okay. I'm sneaking a call to Sue and Eric on the air. I'm going to call them back a little bit. He says shout out to the air. So well, say hi to everybody on the air, Buddha. Hold on. Now he's all embarrassed now.
All right.
I
You
will
feel
call you
better.
back though in a little bit.
Okay.
I will, honey. I am getting on the antibiotics. It's as soon as it came to show itself, I knew exactly what the heck was what. So I'll call you back. Yes, yeah, I'm going to eat right now. So I
Okay,
told you
good.
I was afraid of you.
All right. Good. Go eat. All right.
Honey.
Talk to you later.
All right, I will call you guys back in a little bit. Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Eric. Thanks for being patient and putting up with,
not a problem.
my UTI.
Her ramblings.
well, you're going to miss out on the pasties then tonight.
Oh, my.
I know. Damn. Can you take a picture?
Oh,
I'll do that just for you.
I got an eyeball behind me,
Right.
Michelle.
Okay.
My
cool.
third
I'll be
eye is watching everybody tonight. All right. Bye,
I
Michelle.
am. I'm watching all of you guys.
All right. Bye, Michelle.
All right, guys. I think that's all right now. All right, yay! My nurse is coming. I'll call you back in a little bit.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Okay. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Normally, I sit here when she's speaking and say, "Help me, help." Yeah, she's a bit of a bundle, but we're gonna get back into now. As far as like you listen to live EVPs and you're actually recording with Audacity, you said is the program
What's
you're
that?
using? You're using Audacity,
No, it's WavePad.
WavePad. It's one I've actually never
Yep.
heard of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No,
Yeah, it's an audio program that you can download for your computer.
yeah.
You can either buy it or you can get it free. And you can record your EVP sessions. And actually, you can listen to them and you can cut it and splice it and save those certain parts that you have an EVP in.
Wow. Yeah, I use Adobe Editions, but I'm used to doing video and sound, so I have the other programs that normally you work with something like that. So I just started using that one.
Well,
for that.
they have a program too. It's called VideoPad,
Yeah.
and you can actually detach the audio from the video, and then you can send it over to your
Right.
WavePad and actually analyze it. In case you caught an EVP during a video session.
Yeah, I can do that with the program that I use. I don't know anything about the one that you use. I like finding out about different programs and things. But as far as
Right.
when you go and you're filming, like say if you're filming an event for anything that's coming up for one of your shows, do you like getting into like the historical aspects of it, or is it the haunted aspects of it that interest you in a location? Or
Well, for me, it's all the above. One of the things I really enjoy doing is first off meeting the people that are actually living it, because they are such a fountain of information.
right.
And talking with them, I even run a recorder when I talk to them because sometimes I'll catch an EVP during that time.
Right.
But yeah, when I get into the history part, we have an amazing researcher on haunted. Her name is Lynn Blanchett, and she does amazing research when it comes to locations and stuff like that. And that part of it, when I start getting the meat and bones from her
Right.
to figure out exactly what's going on in the house, is what makes it much fun. But when you go to a homeowner, like we did in the Hillsborough case and the second Connecticut case that we did,
Right.
the Hillsborough case had genealogy from the house
Wow.
and had still artifacts in the house from the past.
Huh.
And when we did the second Connecticut case, the gentleman had over 20 years of documented paranormal activity, everything down to sketches by a sketch artist
Wow.
of the apparitions that are in the house.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a rarity. That really is a rarity. That's amazing. Wow. Yeah.
So I like it all. And,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's a plus because some of the people that we investigate for, they're really sweet.
Right.
We'll come in and they'll have a dinner waiting for us, or they'll have coffee and donuts waiting for us, or something. And
I
they
have
always
to
make us
say,
feel
Chris, that's you all the way. One of the cases that we go up to Pennsylvania and we check in. I've known Chris for a while, but we go up and we check in on her. She's a sweetheart too, and I know what that's like. And it's very touching when they're so sweet like that. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Gee, I'm sorry.
So
I'm a
we
little
do-
I'm
yeah.
a little off tonight because I'm used to my ridiculous co-host talking every 2 minutes where I can hardly get a word in edgewise sometimes. So don't mind me. We're gonna.
It's all good.
It's just I'm not. Let's talk about shadow people. I had an incident, and I want to find out if anybody else has ever actually seen anything like that. I was down just taking some like sunset and moonshots photography down by the beach and the local beach down here. And literally, because of how close we are to the fort, right on the beach, I seen a shadow person. And it was normally not the type of person that I see as far as when I'm seeing somebody in a vision. It was an actual shadow person, not a vision of a person. It was different. So it was really,
Right.
it was
right.
unique. I mean, didn't really do much. It was like there and then gone. The next time, have you ever
Right.
run across a shadow person?
I've run across quite a few of them in our cases. We've caught quite a few. There was one I remember that we did in New Hampshire. It was an amazing case that we did, and it turned out to be a poltergeist case. And
Oh wow!
it was just me and two other investigators. The house was built in 1970, and we went to the house. The homeowner had some amazing claims, but we wanted to try to debunk them. And we took the tour of the house. All of a sudden, the doors started opening by themselves. So we tried to debunk it. We couldn't debunk it. Then they told us about the shadow person they saw. Well, we got confirmation of the shadow person in the home because the gentleman that actually lived in the home had he worked in an insane asylum, an old insane asylum, and decided to visit some of the old part of it, and he brought something home with him.
Wow.
We shut all the power off. We shut the breaker to the house completely off. The whole house is off. The homeowners could not run out of the house fast enough after we did that. And all of a sudden the TV went on. All our equipment was going off. We saw a shadow person run across the wall. Motion alarms were going off with us. Knocking sounds, footsteps, doors opening. And we actually caught the TV and the door opening on film.
Nice. That's nice. That's very nice.
And then when we talked to the homeowner, after we got done talking to the homeowner, not 2 days after we gave them the information that what we found and what they needed to do, they packed up and moved to Florida.
Huh.
The house still sits vacant at this time.
Now, do you clear houses like that, or is that something you'd call in somebody else for?
We do cleansings, but we also do some other things too. We bring some people in, like Stephen Flannery. He actually does cleansings. He's actually been approved by the church to do cleansings, and he'll come in and he'll do the cleansing of the house.
Very nice.
For us too. Like the Hillsborough case, he came in and he helped us do the cleansing of the house in Hillsborough.
Nice.
And the clients are happy. They haven't had any activity since then.
Very good. Now, for new people out there or people that don't have much experience, what do you recommend? Because people will go out and not really have much experience and have a tendency to maybe get either an attachment or to bring a spirit home. What would you recommend to these individuals so this does not happen to them?
I would, if you're religious, I would definitely wear something that can be blessed, like a cross. Myself, I wear a pure silver cross around my neck for protection.
Right.
And it's blessed. And like I just had this week, matter of fact, I was helping a friend of mine out who works in a battered women's shelter. And she was telling me that they have a haunting there. And the girls were telling me their stories. And I gave her advice. She was Jewish, so she needed the Star of David. She didn't have one, so she went out and got one. And she kept the Bible next to her bed. And after she said her prayer and everything for the night, she went to bed. Nothing bothered her that night at all.
That's good. Huh. How do you feel about blessed ink? Do you think it works the same way?
So what is it?
Blessed ink. Like a blessing on tattoo ink before you tattooed.
My tattoos, I have a Chinese dragon that's on my left arm that was personally done for me. And my dragon, on one investigation, actually felt like it was on fire.
Yeah.
And when I lifted my shirt, I actually had 3 scratch marks right down the dragon.
Wow. Wow.
So, yeah, some people, like, I even have my team's logo tattooed on me, and it sometimes feels like it's on fire because it's an old haunted house.
Right.
And it has a shadow person. Now, where I got my tattoo done, the gentleman actually had a haunting in the tattoo parlor. He also had a voodoo doll in the tattoo parlor.
Ouch. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, he's actually taken the voodoo doll and put it in a glass case with blessed salt.
Well, was it there just for display or something that, I mean, sometimes having pieces of things are just part of an individual. It really doesn't have anything to do with what it is that they believe in, though.
Right.
So I wasn't sure
when
about
it came
that.
to when it came to this one with the voodoo doll, our meters went nuts when we put our meters near it. But the building actually caught fire at one point a long time ago, back in the 1800s, and they rebuilt it.
Nice.
But the gentleman that owned the tattoo parlor, his wife actually passed away. So he thought that she was haunting the tattoo parlor. Come to find out, that actually came to play because we actually got her voice on audio with it.
Nice. That is really cool when that happens. We
You
actually
know-
have a question in the chat room. Cody Ray Tobias, real sweetheart, by the way.
Yep.
He wants to know what are some of the essential pieces of equipment that you use and why.
For me, right now, is my laptop to record EVPs. But I also use a camera that shoots side-by-side shot. It does one in full spectrum and one in normal vision. And I absolutely love that camera. It's made by Paranologies, and it's called the Anomaly Cam, and I absolutely love it.
That sounds
and
right up
I've
my
actually
alley.
caught some great evidence with it. There you go.
Yeah,
I actually
yeah.
caught some good evidence with it.
Nice.
And then sometimes I like to use the old equipment, the old style equipment, like reel to reel, a tape recorder,
Yep.
stuff like that, dowsing rods,
Yep.
things of old
Compasses.
school, because sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes the spirits won't play with the new gear.
Right.
Like I have a REM pod, but I also have a REM dog. And I've had the REM dog go off before, but the REM pod seems to go off more than the REM dog does.
Yeah, it's like that. How do you feel about that new Connect thing they have out?
We actually used it in Hillsborough, and we actually the homeowner actually had something on his back that was caught on Facebook Live video.
Nice.
It was amazing. It was just amazing.
Very
I
nice.
love it.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite, I mean, as far as like video and photography, and again, it's like I got 3 different pieces rather than just that one camera that you have. It would make more sense because I use the infrared, the full spectrum, and regular, and I do the same with video that I do with photography. When I'm out in the thing, I like to have the different perspectives, is what I call it, because I mean, I'm not sure exactly how you guys do it, but I always do like the baseline shots, and the baseline shots are always just the regular photography, the regular photographs, or the regular video of what things look like, which I find for me is easier to compare with the infrared or the full spectrum in case something actually comes into play, and just throw a couple of regular pictures in there as well. Do you find that easier? Is that something you do as well, or?
Yeah, when we get to a site, when we start our tour, we always take 3 pictures in the room beforehand.
Right.
Always snap 3s.
Yes, always.
And then right. And then when we go into video mode, for recording for Facebook Live, we kind of take it to a whole different level, because we know where everything is in the room.
Right.
So we already know, but if we try not to get our DVR system on camera because we don't want the light to bounce off. But we kind of know what we're doing when it comes to finding if something's been moved, we'll look. Like the Connect case we just did. I watched a ball move on a board by itself in almost a clockwise fashion. And it caught us off guard. But when I was down in the basement and people were watching Facebook Live and I snapped some shots, they saw what looked like handprint on a chair, looked like fingerprints on a chair.
Nice. You got that one on film as well?
We do have it on film, but we also have it on photograph.
Nice. Very nice.
But a friend of mine just recently was talking to me, and he's also a fellow investigator, and he suggests to people to go back to a little bit of old school techniques, like the Polaroid camera. You cannot screw up a Polaroid camera. You put the film in, you take a shot, and that's what you capture.
Yeah, I have an old 35 millimeter camera. I really do. One of the old professional
There you
ones
go.
that you change lenses with. So I still have one of those. Yeah, right down to
I
the
got
old.
one of those too.
Yeah, one of the old hard cases and everything that it came with. Yeah, this one's very, very, very old. But I think it was one of the original ones that came out a long time ago. So I have one of those. I had a few other ones.
Have an old.
Yeah. Sorry,
I have an old camera that actually uses. I have an old camera that uses floppy disk.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
that's old floppy. That's floppy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can still get floppy disk, and my camera actually takes a special shot. It's called negative art photography. And I put this button on, and I took a picture during.
Hello? We seem to have lost our guest. I have no idea what happened. The phone just went dead. So we're going to continue to talk until I can get him back on here. Eric, are you still there? All right, well, we're going to work on getting him back on. I have no idea what happened. He just went dead. That was very strange. All right, well, the call just dropped. I have no idea what happened. So as we call to get him back on, we're just going to come up with something else, and we're just going to continue talking. We'll make it up on the fly. We're going to just call our guest back in a minute and see if we can get him back in. So we were talking about some pieces of equipment. Now, a lot of people don't know. I mean, if you have a compass always actually points north, is what it does. But if you have a compass and you have a compass down, he's calling back in right now. If that compass is, she would dropped. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah,
it was so weird in the middle of something, and then boom, it was weird. And I was just telling everybody as I was waiting for you to call back in about a compass. Now, a compass always points north. No matter what, a compass will always point north. You have to know how to read it. Now, if you're putting a compass down somewhere and you're on investigation and that sucker's going nuts, you know there's something going on there. And there's nothing electric at all about the compass. There's no batteries. There's no anything. So there's definitely something magnetic going on that would be causing the compass to go hog wild. And that's why sometimes bringing the older equipment with you, maybe with some of the modern ones, is a good idea. Do you use a mixture of something like that as well?
Yes, we do. We really do. We like old school, but we just got a piece of equipment through Paranologies called a Poltercom. And what it does is it scans the airwave like a spirit box would.
Okay.
But you don't have that.
Oh, that drives
sound.
me nuts. Those things drive me
so
batty.
This one you can actually hear things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
So this one works totally different, but I still love my SB11 compared to this.
Wow. What is the place that you've been to that has had the most interesting history that is actually matched up to what it is that you found in evidence?
Oh, let's see. Where do I start? I'm
picking your brain.
Well, I'm going to say American Stonehenge was one of them.
Okay.
We were lucky enough to get to investigate American Stonehenge for 4 years.
Wow.
And we were the paranormal team for them.
Now,
and we actually got foreign languages that we didn't understand during our investigation there.
Now, for those that don't know, you said the American Stonehenge. Exactly what is that?
American Stonehenge is a bunch of old rock structures that date back, some people believe that dates back to BC. And it's over 4,000 years old.
Wow.
It is the oldest location we've ever done. It's also one of the more haunted ones, but it also doesn't only have ghosts at American Stonehenge. We also had a UFO sighting there, and we had a Sasquatch sighting there.
Nice. This was in New Hampshire?
So it has, yes. They have all kinds of different things that go on. So American Stonehenge has that lore, that mystery. We were actually, NBC TV came out and filmed us for American Stonehenge.
Huh.
And we actually really enjoyed it. We had fun. We brought people out. We brought the public with us to do this investigation.
Nice.
And having these people with us and stuff, it was totally different for us because we were doing events now with people with us instead of than, just doing it ourselves.
Right.
We like to bring people into and let them see what we do. And that's the whole thing. American Stonehenge is one of them. The Eagle Mountain House was another one with its history in Jackson, New Hampshire. The Wildcat Inn and Tavern in Jackson, New Hampshire. We did can't give you the name of the base, but we did a military base where we investigated the place where bodies were brought, and they, when you have a bunch of military guys running out of the building before dark, because they don't want to be in the building at dark,
Right.
you know there's something going on.
Oh, definitely.
And you got to take what they tell you,
Right.
and you really got to take what they tell you credibly. It's incredible what they told us. And they actually, what they told us backed up what we found.
Huh. I find the historical aspects of things really quite interesting, and sometimes I have a tendency to work off of the energy aspect of what's going on in the middle of a haunting. But have you ever had a case where the house was actually cleared, and sometimes this does happen, a house is actually cleared, but because of remodeling, it can actually reactivate? Have you ever been involved in anything like that?
Yeah, we actually have a case coming up in Lynn, Mass. That's exactly what they've been doing, is remodeling. And they have a lot of stuff going on. And they're worried about their kids, and they're worried about everything else. And it's kind of changed their attitude, the homeowners' attitudes towards each other, because of what's going on in the house.
What type of precautions do you tell them to use?
Well, first off, I tell, we ask a lot of questions when we do an investigation. We ask, is there drugs and alcohol? Do you guys fight a lot? We try to get into a little bit of personal background with the homeowner.
Right.
And to figure out exactly what's going on. And when we hear, one of the things we try to tell them, if we hear that they fight all the time, that they're constantly fighting and arguing and stuff like that, I said, you guys are just feeding the spirits that are in the house. You guys don't realize it, but you guys yelling and screaming and everything else at you guys are feeding that spirit to give it energy enough to do what it wants to do to you in the house.
Exactly.
So if you calm it down, take it out, or if you're outside the house and you guys argue or something like that, that's great. But if you're in the house and you're arguing, you're going to get the spirit more energy to do whatever it wants you.
Very true. Very, very, very true. Now, we had sometimes we'll go out just to walk around, and we always, before we take anybody in, we'll look at certain things as far as structure and things like that. But we were out one place just to see how it felt when we went out there, and we got the strangest EVP ever. Have you ever gotten a very unusual EVP? Oh, I had a spirit. Yeah. I mean, it was ridiculous. They asked us if we wanted a piece of cake, like they were happy we were there. Would you like a piece of cake? I mean, that's just the weirdest thing. Why? Yeah. So, I mean, I find funny things like that actually do come up.
Yeah, we had my ex-co-founder of Central. We were going to her boyfriend's house who passed away.
Right.
And his father lived there. Well, come to find out that his mother died on Good Friday morning. He died Good Friday afternoon, the same day.
Wow.
And when we got there, I saw the curtain move on the second floor. I thought maybe the father was up there cleaning the room. And as we got into the house, I'm watching the staircase, and I see this apparition come down the stairs. And it walked right by me, looked at me, and was trying to get her attention. We walked around the house, and I talked to her out on the porch. And I said, you want to go and do an EVP session up in the bathroom, because that's where he died.
Right.
She goes, how'd you know that? I said, just trust me, just go up there. So she went upstairs, and she ran water to give it energy. And we're up there. She's up there. I'm out on the porch, and the father's up on the porch, and him and I are just chatting. And she goes, hi, how are you? I miss you. And all this. And all of a sudden you hear the spirit go, I miss you. How are you? How are the kids? You got a new car. Who is he? Towards the end, you hear,
who is he? Yeah.
and then goes, I love you.
Yeah.
And then she goes, do you know you're dead? And he goes, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So he didn't know he passed on.
That.
So
Yeah.
that was one of the strangest ones we've ever gotten. Besides that one, we had the Hillsborough case where we had a goat found. No one was in the room. Goat out of nowhere.
Wow.
And there was no ghosts in the room. And then, let's see, the Connecticut case, we just got one. The spirit says, because I was in the room with it, and it says he threatens us.
Now,
so
yeah.
we've had some really good ones, but we've also had attacks too during investigations.
A spirit of a
some of my
cat?
investigators have been attacks. Attack.
Okay.
We've been scratched. We've been one of my guys. He was the security officer for Haunted in New England, 400-pound MMA fighter.
Yeah.
And he got attacked by a witch and scratched up. He couldn't swing at it. He couldn't see it. And then I actually got tossed at Penhurst Asylum. I got tossed 25 feet across the room in the Devon building.
Quite interesting.
So, and I've been hit, I've been scratched, bit, punched, all kinds of different things that happened to me during investigation. But the most recent thing as of late is if I'm going into a place that I know that's got activity or don't know that's got activity, the last 4 investigations I've had, I've come out with a bloody nose. After doing the investigation.
Interesting. That's really quite interesting. I wonder if it has to do possibly with the barometric pressure and what it is that you're experiencing. I mean, psychologically, that would definitely be something that I would get into investigating, the reason why something like that would happen. That is a really interesting fact.
But also, it's also, I did a little research on it with abilities and stuff like that, and found out that sometimes if you push your senses to their breaking point, this will happen.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of anything like that at all. But then again, you never know. You absolutely never know. Now, you had, I can't find my list of questions, so bear with me there. Let's get into talking about you have your investigations as far as your cases, your house cases, and individuals that actually call you in, and then you're also filming. Now, you're filming separate locations from the house cases because the house cases are always private. How do you choose your locations?
It's very interesting. When it comes to choosing locations, like we're working on a case right now that we want to do that's historical in value.
Right.
That is near me. I don't want to say the case out loud yet until we get it nailed down.
Right.
But it's going to be an eye opener for a lot of people. And it's gonna blow people's minds away. So when we choose our cases, like the last 3 cases that we did, we make sure that we get the homeowner's permission. We actually have them sign a piece of paper giving us permission to film on their location.
Right.
So the last 3 cases that we've done, that's what we do. We have them sign a piece of paper and giving us permission to say, hey, Eric, can you come in here and do this? Yes, we can do this.
Right.
Even if we can't film there, we'll still investigate there. We'll film with our cameras. We had one guy that wouldn't let us film anything in his house at all, and all he wanted was audio. So we actually we actually did that. We just did audio, no cameras whatsoever.
Now, we happen to have a question in the chat room. They want to know what percentage of your cases have you found evidence of paranormal activity?
This year we're actually batting all three cases that we've had activity in. Last year and the year before, we took a couple years off to relax. And I was going through some personal issues myself.
Right.
And the year before that, we did a lot. I mean, the percentage-wise was a 50-50 shot. We've had some cases where we walked in. We had one case where the lady turned out to be a nymphomaniac, and she was inviting her boyfriends in while we were trying to investigate.
Ouch.
Yeah. Or the 94-year-old lady that calls me up and says that she has a ghost on her bed. And when I ask her what do you mean you got a ghost on your bed? What is he doing? And now this is a 98-year-old woman, okay?
Right.
She's telling me that the ghost is masturbating on her bed.
Okay. Wow.
And I'm saying to her, I said, I don't collect ectoplasm. No, I don't. I'm not Ghostbusters. I don't collect ectoplasm.
That was a good movie. I seen that in the movie theaters as a kid. Ghostbusters.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, in the drive-in,
and
actually.
See, we get calls. You got to kind of take what people call you. Like, I've had people call me and say, I can connect with ghosts right off the bat. You'll see. You go out and talk to them.
Right.
And then you find out they're not being genuine.
Exactly.
When I was down in the Bible Belt down in South Carolina, I'm wearing a paranormal T-shirt for my team.
Right.
And a Bible person from the Bible Belt, someone who's a very church-going lady,
right,
came up to me and said, "How can you do that? You're doing the devil's work." I'm like, don't you see I'm wearing a cross around my neck? And one of the things I don't do, and I'm going to tell everybody while I got a chance here on this, one of the things I don't do is I do not, and I repeat, I do not provoke ghosts.
Right.
Don't do it.
That was a discussion I think that we had when we had another guest on. But yeah, definitely provoking spirits is not the way to do it. Sometimes you get the best EVP just by talking about the history itself rather than specifically asking questions, unless it's an aware spirit and they're interacting with you. At least that's what
and
I
if
have
you're
found.
New into the if you're new in the paranormal field, why are you going into somebody's home and doing what you see on, say, Ghost Adventurers? You know, you're trying to be like Zach, or you're trying to be like the guy from Ghost Hunters, or you're trying to be this or trying to be that. Knock it off. You're not them. Those guys have many years in the field. Knock it off. Don't try to provoke, because once you leave that house, you're leaving that spirit there to get the family more worked up. And why would you yell at a ghost that somebody's sister, brother, mother, father, uncle, aunt, grandmother, whatever, some kind of relative? Why are you going to yell at these ghosts?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everybody I think out there is new, and sometimes some of the newer individuals just need to be involved in a team in order to be trained. But right now we're actually reaching the top of the hour, and we're going to take a short break. She's not here. I am going to take a short break, and we'll be right back in a few minutes. Just stay on the line. I am looking for my music, but we'll be right back. Well, hello everybody. We are back again with Eric Perry from Haunted in New England. I'd like to welcome you back to the second half hour. And you said once before that you had a case where you had a variety of different types of hauntings, and one of them involved aliens, correct?
Alien? No, we've never had an alien case.
Oh,
yes, we've had a case where we've had an alien, a UFO. That would be American Stonehenge.
Now,
we haven't seen an alien yet.
was that just like an object in the sky, or was that something?
It was actually very low. It was treetop level, and it was glowing red.
Huh. Very interesting. Um, Sorry, I'm having a bit of brain farts. I also know that you have a couple of books out right now.
I do. Yes, I do. I have Paranormal Questions of the Day, Book 1, out right now.
Okay.
And what it is questions I asked over a couple of years on Facebook, Paranormal Questions of the Day. Now, when I did this, I took everybody's answers because I wanted everybody to feel like they're part of my book. So I took everybody's answers and I put them into the book.
Right.
And not only the normal, everyday paranormal investigator, but there was also celebrity investigators like Brian Canos, Rob Demarest, Donna LaCroix. There was so many different ones that actually commented on the questions of the day.
Very nice. Very nice. What is your what would be your advice to people that are new, that want to get into the field, other than the fact they need to find experienced investigators in order to help them? What would you tell them how to go about doing something like that? Because I do have a few people that do ask about getting involved in the paranormal field and don't exactly know how to do it.
Right now, like with Haunted, we just brought a whole new bunch of people on the Haunted in New England. And we are a 23-man team. And not everybody goes on hunts because we're not going to take 23 members on a hunt, unless it's a big place.
Yes.
But we do, when you get into the field, one of the first things I continue to do is read. Read the books. Don't watch the videos that you see on TV. Don't watch YouTube. None of that. Read the books. Chad Starborough, good friend of mine, author, he wrote a book called Paranormal Dictionary. Now, the Paranormal Dictionary is a very good book because it is not only paranormal, it's also cryptozoology, mythology, demonology, all of it, and cryptozoology, all in one book. So if you read this book, if you need a definition of what you're trying to figure out, there's a definition in that book.
Now, as far as individuals looking for local teams in certain areas, is there a place that maybe they could contact, or should they just go to events or fairs? And because there's a lot of people that go out and actually go to the public events, a lot of public events, and then they find they want to get more detailed and more interested in it. And if we're out there helping out with an event, they do ask.
I call those kind of people paranormal tourists. But if they're trying to find a team to join, the best place to find a team to join is Facebook. Paranormal teams are, and you should know, paranormal teams at one time, you couldn't look at a page without a paranormal team being on it. But nowadays, it seems like the teams are disappearing left and right. I went into paranormalsocieties.com. There's another place you can look, paranormalsocieties.com. I went in there to see if there was any teams nearby me.
Right.
And there wasn't. Nobody, I checked out, because you can check out if they have a website or if their phone number works. And if you click their website and it's not there anymore, then you know they're not there. They're not doing it anymore. But you can check out paranormalsocieties.com, or you can check out Facebook for paranormal teams, or you can even search the internet for paranormal teams.
Now, you're supposed to be coming up to this particular area, correct?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Now,
and we're actually looking forward to getting with you ladies.
Yeah, there's a couple of interesting areas that do happen to have a lot of history. And one of them in particular was just really an unusual place I'm not really going to fill you in too much yet, but it was a very unusual place. But the energy in the place was just like, wow, I couldn't believe it was like, it's like the spirits themselves felt neglected, and just getting there within a half an hour time, it was like boom, 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 boom with the EVP. So it was really quite interesting to actually be able to trace the history back when we get a chance, which we haven't had a chance to do yet. So I just wanted to let you guys know they
Right.
will be up in this area. I think you're doing some filming for a show, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I say that a lot lately.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct. Yeah, Haunted New England, you're going to be seeing a lot of us all over the place. We're actually going to be heading to Radford, Virginia to help a fellow investigator who has his house is actually being haunted, and he needs some help. So we're going to go give him a hand.
Wow. Now, where is this?
Radford, Virginia,
Wow.
the home of St. Albans Sanitarium.
Oh, damn. Now, do you have a bucket list of places that you've wanted to investigate and haven't been to yet?
I do have a bucket list. Waverly Hills is on that bucket list. St. Augustine's Lighthouse is on that bucket list. The Basketball Hall of Fame is on that list. There's quite a few. And then you're heading out west. There's some little ghost towns and stuff like that I want to check out. But the Sally House is the number one on my list
Very nice.
in Iowa.
I've always wanted to check out a mind. Just a mine. An empty mind, an old mind. Of course, safety you'd have to look out for, but that's one of the places I've always wanted to, just wanted to explore, because I figured between the energy of the earth and possibly the spirits, if they are not there, and the history of what's going on, would just make fascination to me. It's just always fascinated me. So what do you have coming
Well,
up?
we've
Yeah.
done tunnel. We have done a tunnel and got Tommy knockers in a tunnel.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
So yeah, there are places you can go, like tunnels and mines and stuff like that. Ruggles Mine in New Hampshire. I went there and got some EVPs from the mine itself.
Huh. Very fascinating. I mean, there's a lot of work that becomes involved in a lot of finances and everything else when it comes to the paranormal field. But you really have to have a passion behind what it is that you're doing, whether you're doing it to help people or you're doing it to actually save history. And those are the aspects that I like to touch on a bit. And some people get involved in it because of things that have happened to them from the time they were little, actually growing up, or others, it's just, like I said, they like to save the history of the buildings, and it's a way to do it. So it's like a catch-22. Now, where do you feel your team actually falls in something like that?
We love the history part. We love helping people. I'm one of those guys. This is the team that I work with Haunted. I'm the kind of guy that puts my team first, and I let them experience what they're going to experience during an investigation.
Right.
You'll catch me on camera every once in a while, but you'll see them more than me.
I'm always behind the
Because
camera too. Always.
I want them to shine.
Right.
I've been doing this for going on 11 years, and I'm known in the paranormal community. But I want my teammates to get that same satisfaction, to be known for their research, their work, and
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that brings up just another topic to me right now. It's the para-unity right now is something that I feel a lot of people need to actually work on. It's like we're big believers in para-unity, para-community, and if there is somebody in an area that needs help and we happen to know a team, we're going to call that team, because that team is actually more closer. It's just a part of who we are and what it is that we like to do we ourselves don't do that many house
Right.
cases. We very rarely even do
Right.
any. We're more into the historical aspect of it right now, but our main focus is the radio show and getting the word out to other individuals that actually need help. Now, you have an individual that comes in and do blessings. Do you also work with a reverend, or is he multi-eclectic when it comes to what it is that he's doing? Is he able to help and assist an individual that's, say, either Wiccan or Jewish or pagan or
We actually have Wiccan on the team. We have Wiccans that are on the team. We have a physical medium on the team. We have some mediums or psychics on the team. We have an empath on the team. We have, like, the gentleman that comes in, Steve Flannery. Whenever I need him for help, he'll come and help.
right.
He actually works directly with the Vatican.
Nice.
So for him to come out and help us, that is what we needed. And for him to help us do the investigation and to do everything that's needed and have him there with us just to bless a house is an honor. To have somebody of his faith in the house doing the blessing or the cleansing of the home. And we actually filmed him doing the blessing in Hillsborough.
Do you find the energy changes or shifts as he's doing the blessing?
Oh, yeah.
That's something
Yeah,
I've
you can
always
definitely feel it in the
wanted
air.
to get that on video. As somebody was doing that, literally videotape it and try it in whatever type of view you have to try it in order to get that energy aspect of it. So that would actually be
Right.
quite fascinating. Something like that would be very fascinating.
We actually did, when we passed on my ex-co-founder's boyfriend, we brought a priest in. She did, and her ex-boyfriend's father, her deceased boyfriend's father, brought a priest into the building. And they went up to the room. He did the cleansing. And when you, at the end of the cleansing, you hear this whoosh sound. As the spirit just went away.
Nice. Very nice. So what else is it that you actually have coming up?
We actually have, we're going to we want to try to go and help out at an event in Keene. There's going to be an paranormal convention in Keene, New Hampshire, and we're going to try to get a table for there, and be one of the people that people can come and talk to at KeeneCon. We have the Radford case coming up. We got cases with you guys.
Yep.
And I think for our closing investigation is going to be a surprise for the year. When we're done in October for the year, we're going to surprise you with a really good Halloween investigation.
Very nice. Do you have any benefits coming up? Like Michelle and I are big into doing events with animals. That's just, we're an animal advocate, so to speak.
I used to love to go to, and we were a sponsor one year, was for Paranormal for Paws.
I was there. I was actually videotaping one time.
Yeah, I was there. I was there at least twice. We sponsored Haunted in New England, sponsored it one year. And we like doing that kind of stuff, animal events, stuff like that. Right now, we're working on setting up a benefit concert for Casey. I've reached out to a couple friends of mine who are in the music industry. Steve Knorr, he's opened up for bands like Motley Crue and Def Leppard and bands like that. And so we're going to get him involved. And I just started reaching out to some of the 80s bands that are out there still playing, like I just reached out to Striper, asked them to help out. I've asked a couple other bands that are from the 80s that are still playing and like to do things for the community. And so I'm doing that. We're going to set up a spaghetti dinner in her honor to get donations for that, too. So we're going to be doing stuff like that right now. Concentrating on getting our team members. Right now, we have 3 team members that are actually going through medical issues right now.
Wow.
One of our investigators had a heart attack. So he's down and out right now. And then we had my buddy Jared, who's one of our new investigators. He just had back surgery. So he's down and out for a little while. And then we got Casey with her stuff going on. So yeah, we're down 3 members right now, but we're still strong. We're still out there investigating. We just brought a whole family on of investigators. That it's actually a whole family.
Wow. How do you pick the individuals that you're going to be working with on your team in the area that you're in? I mean, is there a certain criteria, or do you chat with them? You just give them a try?
We actually we'll chat. I'll chat with them first. I'll give them a call.
Right.
And we'll talk for a while. And then if I feel comfortable enough to have them on the team, what I'll do is I will bring them on the team, but I put them on a 90-day probation period that they are on until I say otherwise, until I know that they're fully trained. But one of the people we just brought on, she was on another team, so she has training.
Right.
People like Jared and Benita, who are just joining, they don't have the training, but they pick up fast. We actually have Lisa. Her name is Elizabeth, really, but we call her Lisa. She's from Connecticut, and she had her own team at one time, and she's with us now. And she owns if anybody's ever seen the County Cars do it when they did the paranormal ambulance, that's her actual vehicle. Is a paranormal ambulance.
Huh. I've always wanted the Scooby-Doo mobile, but that's just me.
Oh, yeah?
I love Scooby-Doo.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, why not? Scooby's my hero.
Well, that's another one to put it in. A lot of people ask me, do I have anybody that I look up to in the paranormal field?
Right.
The funny thing is I do. There are certain people I do look up to, like Chad Starborough, David Flannery, Michael Cram, Jason and Grant from Ghost Hunters. Trying to think who else. There are quite a few that I do look up to. And that's something, these guys, if I have a question, I just ask, and I usually get it answered. Rob Demarest is another one I look up to. Donna LaCroix. Her and I have had amazing conversations about paranormal stuff and non-paranormal stuff. She's a great lady from Taft. Keith, the demonologists, Carl and Keith Johnson.
Keith Johnson, yeah.
I talked to both of them. Yeah. I talked to both of them.
Very nice. They're both very nice.
They're mentors to me.
Very nice.
Tom D'Agostino, who's written some really good books. I look up to him also.
Huh. Yeah, have you ever run across, I just picked up this pamphlet, and it's silly questions run across my head sometimes, just trying to lighten the mood here. Have you ever run across any, like ferries, pictures of like ferries or the Will-o'-the-Wisps or anything out of the ordinary that you normally wouldn't find on an investigation?
We did find on one investigation, the place in Hampton, New Hampshire, called Governor's Mansion. We actually got elemental on camera
Very nice. Very nice.
during that time. So yeah, so we have gotten things like that are make our head scratch. Or when I'm out Bigfoot researching, and you come across a footprint, or you come across hair, or something like that, you kind of look at it and you go, okay, what the hell is that? But then when you see the thing standing in front of you, that's 8 feet tall and about 800 pounds, you kind of going, okay, yes. That's where you poop your pants and you run.
So, have you ever seen? You've actually seen a Bigfoot?
Yes, on 2 separate locations. We were doing a Friday the 13th investigation at Parsonsville Seminary up in Maine. And the spirit, we were there to do paranormal investigation because it's haunted.
Right.
And we were coming out of the building. All of a sudden, we heard this loud branch break. I turned, I looked down, and there was this white building, and I see this thing standing there with its hand on the roof, looking right at us.
Huh.
And then I heard a loud whoo sound behind me. I turned around, and it wasn't there. But when I turned back around to see the one that was standing on the building, it was gone.
Huh.
But the other one was at Madame Cherie's castle. We were there again to do a paranormal investigation.
Right.
We were finding a footprint. We found a footprint. And we did we asked Madame Cherie, is there a creature in these woods?
Yeah.
And we got a comeback saying yes.
Huh.
And
Very
then when I
nice.
was standing there, it was just about me and another investigator. We were standing there, and all of a sudden, we could see it standing not even 20 feet in front of us. And the smell was rancid. It was very much a musky smell.
Wow.
So, if people say, you know, how can you believe in a Bigfoot? Well, if I could believe in a ghost, I could believe in a Bigfoot.
Why not? I believe in dragons and fairies. You know what I'd
Yeah,
really
see?
like to see on an investigation? I would like to see a shapeshifter. I don't even know if they exist, but I would like to see a shapeshifter.
Well, have you ever come across a doppelganger?
Yes, mine. Yes, I have. I have run across the doppelganger.
The Hillsborough case had a doppelganger. But we never got it.
Huh. Wow. Very interesting.
So, you know, so when you do these cases that we're doing, you know, you got to have fun sometimes. And sometimes, and I'll be honest with everybody out there, Haunted New England will play a practical joke on you.
You know,
if you're on a case with us, and you got to have fun sometimes.
You have to. You really, literally have to have fun. And everything that you do, you just have to have fun sometimes. You just have to, like, lighten the mood. And sometimes you get the best evidence that way. You really do. I mean, some of your best, you know, I mean, who took that shiny? It wasn't me. It was the fairies that took that shiny piece of equipment. They love shiny stuff. No, you don't steal, but you know what I mean? You just have to lighten things up, or just everything can't be serious all the time. It's just, you know, lighten it up, lighten the mood, talk about this, talk about that. You're taking a break, you're joking around, and sometimes you just get the best evidence that way. So it's really quite cool.
Right. Well, one of our investigations we did in Maine, there was an air horn there that someone had, and I decided to use it.
Oh boy!
And one of my investigators was walking into this hallway.
Yeah.
And it was a dark hallway, and I decided to blow the air horn. And he jumped a mile, dropped everything, and ran. And I never saw somebody laughing his ass off after he found out it was an air horn.
I hope you didn't blow it too close to his ear. You'd blow out his eardrum.
No, I didn't. No. But it was funny because we did that. Like we had a couple of investigators at the military base. They were coming up to Cherokee. And as they opened the door, we had somebody jump out at them. Scared the living hell out of them. But they started laughing, and they almost peed their pants, but they were laughing.
That stuff
you got to lighten the mood.
Yeah, you do, because it's stuff I used to do to my kids. I still do it to my kids. It's like you sneak up from them around the corner, and you just sneak in, and it's like, boo, it's fun. Sometimes you just have to lighten things up and make it fun. And investigations, yes, when you're in a house case, that's different. But when you're out and doing something, you got to lighten the mood here and there, or a little bit. Who's walking behind me here? Oh, I have no idea. Okay.
And I've had an investigator fall asleep during an investigation.
I've seen that happen.
I told him to go.
Yeah.
I actually told him to go sit on the bed and just wait and see what happens. Just sit there quietly. We're out on the other part of the place looking, and one of the guys that's on home on our command center is watching it, and he goes, gets on the radio, goes, Eric, you need to go to this room now. I think he's asleep. I said, what? So we got there. He's there sawing wood. You can hear him snoring away. It was the funniest thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Oh, my God. Snoring away. Oh, geez.
You gotta have that kind of, it made it more interesting. Or we're at one other location and we're down at the other end of the house, and I had two female investigators up at the other end of the house, and one of the female investigators lets out this ungodly fart, and it echoed through the whole house.
Wow.
We all jumped and go, did you hear that? Did you hear that? We come running up, and the two girls are laughing in the room. Yeah, it was just me farting. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God. That was thing that was going around. It was a spoof, some type of a spoof. It was called Ghost Fart. I forget.
Yep.
It was either SNL or something. That was bloody hilarious. I was on an investigation with a house case with Luann Jolly once, and we were on the floor because, there was a little kid there trying to get the little one to actually activate, and all I hear in the headphones is her stomach talking, and then stuff like that happens, and you just burst out laughing, and it's kind of funny. But that ghost fart was hilarious because they kept rewinding it, playing it, rewinding it. No, wait, I think I hear. So, and that's always the funny part. I do remember that. It was bloody hilarious. I loved it.
So we had a ghost fart, and we actually had on our team for a little while. We had a separate team that was just called Ghost Fart Team. If you were put on the team, it's because you farted during an investigation.
There you go.
So
better out than in, right? Better out than in.
That's right.
Yeah, always works that way.
We've had, one guy who swears to God it was a ghost, but he recorded his stomach rumbling, like you just said.
Yep.
And he swears that his stomach talked to him. And I said to him, what does it say, feed me?
Yeah, it probably did. It probably did.
What are you, the Little Shop of Horrors or something?
You never know. I mean,
and he said...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you don't. And, you take the good with the bad. And, I've had investigators on my team that I thought were going to be great investigators, and they turned around to be something else.
Yeah.
You just got to be very cautious on who you bring on your team.
Yeah, you do, because it's also an energy thing. You have to be able to trust who it is that you're working with, not that it's just because of myself, because of the energy thing, but even every team you have to be in sync. And that's the biggest thing about working with individuals is you have to be in sync, and you just, it's easier, and it's better for every individual involved if if the team does get along and they can laugh together and they can, just get by things if little things actually come up, because then it makes the team actually stronger. But I did play.
Right. And the other
I
thing
played
is
a joke on my daughter-in-law. I took her out investigating, and I had these mounds in the woods. I told her they were red ant mounds after she walked by them, so she didn't want to come back out onto the street in order to get to the car. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that was a funny time,
I'll
though.
play a practical joke on my 5-year-old, my son Logan. I'll play a joke with him. Like at one point, I would shut all the lights off, like in the hallway in the bathroom,
Right.
and I'll call him. And he'll come down the hallway and go, "Daddy, where are you?" He's not afraid of the dark at all. This kid is not afraid of the dark.
Good.
And he comes down the hallway, and I'll jump out with a Godzilla mask on.
That's stuff I used to do to my kids when they were little.
And he throws his hands in the air, like he's like petrified. He'll throw his hands and go, "Ah!" and he'll run. Or his new thing he does is he'll come off, he'll call me at night, and he'll go, "Daddy, brains, I want to eat your brains." Now he's into the whole zombie thing.
Yeah.
And he's only 5 years old.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's weird.
My youngest, my son Logan, he's probably going to be a paranormal investigator because he actually loves when he helps me pack my gear.
Yeah.
To go on a ghost hunt.
Well, my
he'll help me.
15-year-old has been a junior investigator since he was 13. So he comes with me to a lot of places on investigations. Yeah. He's my youngest.
Mm-hmm.
So he's interested in the audio. It goes through moods between the audio and the photos, but he really loves researching the history part of it. So yeah, he does find that quite fascinating, and started off with he doesn't get spooked easy, and he's okay in dark places, and again, that was just jokes that I used to play on my kids. I mean, 22, 23, all older, and you just sit there and go boo around the corner into dark places, and it just turns out being fun. So you never know, maybe he will be. Yeah, definitely, maybe he will be.
Right. The other thing I kind of wanted to touch base with you guys on was one of the things I think I don't know any other investigators will say this or not, but I think women in the paranormal field get the raw deal compared to the men.
No, I don't know. I mean, for who I am and for what I do, me as an individual, I do pretty good. I mean, I was never really, it was just the psychic thing. And I am not, I don't know. Maybe it's just who I am as an individual, but I just basically go for the gusto in everything that I do, like getting involved in radio and then just keep going and going and going and going. But to me, it's just I don't know. For me, it's different, I think. I don't know.
Some people, right. Well, one of the things that I noticed that after 11 years of being in the field, one of the things is, you see some of these female investigators that are dressed up very scantily clad to do ghost hunts. But then you see the female investigators that wear T-shirts and jeans, and they're out there busting their butt to get that perfect evidence. But, sometimes the men in the field will put them down because they're not like them. You don't always see paranormal unity between men and women in the paranormal field.
Yeah, I have an opinion on this subject, but I'm not sure what I want to say and what I don't want to say. So, but yeah, I definitely do have an opinion on this subject. But I truly believe that individuals should use their mind to get forward and not what it is that they're wearing or the shape of their body. It's just who I feel is me.
Correct.
That's me and who I am. Everything that I have learned, I fought very hard to learn how to do it. And I don't know, I've never been a starstruck type person. So I look at everybody for who they are on the inside versus what they look like on the outside. To me, my heroes are to me, heroes are individuals who are maybe not even be big stars and maybe might not be well known to other people, but to me, they are superstars. It's just how I feel. I mean, the Rift, where we're not FM radio, but to me, the Rift is my family, and everybody on the Rift is my hero because of when they came into my life and how they've just opened the doorways for me to try something new, and the way I fell into it, and you know, from who I was into who I am now, they've actually helped me grow as an individual. So to me, it's more about who they are on the inside versus what they are on the outside. You know, because you can change your clothes, you can lose weight, but you can't change your heart. So
Correct.
Or your soul.
And I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Right, and I agree with you 100% when it comes to me. I'm not, you know, a muscle-bound guy, you know. I'm who I am. Whether you like me or not, I'm going to go out on an investigation, wear my overalls, and I'm going to be happy about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, jeans, my boots so the ticks don't eat at my legs, you know, my boots and my shirt, and that's it. Done. All set.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, I
agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I think individuals just, when you go out there investigate, it's, to me, some people, I think they think it's a popularity contest, but for me, it's about helping other individuals, and that's why, to me, the radio actually fit for who I was, because I do the paranormal, but I also do a lot of other things when I'm on air, and to me, it's the more individuals I can help, the better I would feel about myself. And, you know, at the end of the day, the only one that's looking in the mirror back at you is yourself. So if you're not happy with who you are as an individual, no matter what you do and no matter what you look like on the outside, it's not going to matter. It's who you are on the inside that matters.
Right, and that's with me, like myself personally. I do the paranormal, I do writing, I do producing and all that. But on the other side, at the flip point of that, I'm also a father. I'm also a web designer.
Yep.
I do graphic arts. I just started a new website called Nothing But Metal, where I talk about 80s metal band, 80s, 90s, and today's music, stuff like that. And I like doing that because that's my passion.
Exactly.
And on the flip side of the paranormal being my passion, I needed something else to even it out.
Exactly.
And that's where music comes in for me.
Right. And that's just the way it is. I mean, there's a lot of, like, aspects on a lot of things about the paranormal field, but I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm not starstruck, so I don't really do the paraceleb thing, I guess you call it. I don't know what you call it, but it's just not who I am. It's not who I am. I choose to look at each individual as an individual and just get to know them, not by what other people say, but I've always been that way. It's just who I am.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's haunted in New England. Yeah, right. We've been in the newspaper, we've been on radio shows, we've been filmed for TV. We're on Amazon, all that. Great. Do you see our things big with it? No, because we have to stay humble.
Right.
Because we're not famous. We're not ghost hunters. We're not ghost adventurers or anything like that. We're not on the major network. But it took me a year to get us onto Amazon. And I'm very proud for the hard work like you ladies did to get on 6 different networks. You know what I mean? For your radio show.
Yeah, I'm actually just trying it out tonight, getting on 6 different video sites all at once is what I wanted to try. So I ran across it, and I figured, what the heck, you know? You don't know how to do something, you either read a book or look it up to learn. So I figured it out. So it was like, yay.
Right, Right. I had to learn to build websites myself. I had to learn how to do graphic arts myself.
Mhm.
I paid somebody, and I'll admit this to the paranormal community out there. I paid somebody to do a Haunted in New England's logo because I didn't know how to do it. Haunted New England's logo is owned by me, but I have somebody draw it up.
Huh.
When I do the stuff for Haunted now, when I do the logo, when I do the website for whatever I'm doing, I come up with all those ideas myself.
Yep.
So I am self-taught when it comes to website building and to graphic arts and to being a music critic now. You know,
Yep.
I'm on my own. I'm self-taught teaching myself. And I think that's what the paranormal community needs, is a little bit of tough love to get people to get back to the basics and start reading those books, start talking to investigators that have been in the field, the veterans. Some of us veterans are skipped over in the paranormal field because they think we're too old, we're too old-fashioned. They try to go with what's new and what's hip. You shouldn't. You should just go with what your gut is and do, talk to the veterans in the field because they get so much knowledge. I've been doing it for so many years. I've talked to guys that have been doing it for over 50 years in the paranormal field, and I learn something new from them every time.
It's very good food for thought for people. It really is. It really, really is. So you'd be the one that would be asking them for advice, and I'd be the one filming what's happening between the two of you.
Right, and that's one of the things that Haunted in New England has done now is we bring people on camera with us. Paranormal investigators that are across the country or around the world.
Right.
We'll bring them on Facebook Live with us and ask them to tell us what they think of the investigation when they're watching.
Right.
Live. And we're the first team to do that. During a live investigation, we're going to investigate around halfway around the world and see what they're thinking of what we're doing. That could be a curse or it could be a blessing.
No, I believe it's a blessing because there was another team that I was doing video work for, and I was videotaping them, and he always sent out evidence to other individuals that were experts, and actually their opinions were put into the videos. So that was something that I did. So to me, I find that more interesting because what he was saying was that this particular piece of evidence is what I found, but I want to know what you think and you think and you think, and having the perspective of different people in the video helps let people know that, okay, I'm not telling you this is this, I'm telling you we found something, this is what they're saying it is, so it gave that opening there, so to speak, and I liked that, and it was a suggestion he had. He says, I've got this from that one, so I just, pretty much cut it in after filming and put it where it belonged, so it was really cool. I think that was the part.
I agree with you. 100%.
Yeah, that's the part I really enjoyed about it. I like the creative output of the going out and the filming and then sitting at my desk and just listening to it and putting it together, and just that's the part that I really enjoy the most. So I really do. I like that part of it, but that's just me because there's a lot of history that goes, that's involved with it, and when the evidence actually clicks up with the historical aspects of it, to me that's even better. That's more amazing.
Right. Right. I agree.
Yep. So we're getting close to about, we got about 8 minutes left, it says on my timer over here. So again, if somebody would like to get in hold of you guys for a case, the links are up, but why don't you tell everybody that's listening how to get a hold of you?
Okay. The best way you guys can get a hold of us is at www.hauntedinNewEngland.com or actually on Facebook at Haunted in New England Live Investigations or the Haunted in New England Facebook Live page that's going up. And you can get a hold of me just on my regular Facebook page.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Allergy season, so I keep turning my head from the mic to cough. Love allergies. So what was I going to say? Oh, yes, that's what I was going to say. Don't forget to tune in to tomorrow night, The Blunt Trucker. Never want to miss that show. And don't forget, The Orion Effect with the Hitman himself will be on Sunday night. He's been back after a short 1-week vacation, or a day to you guys. So tune in, and many, many, many new shows are actually coming up, so you want to stay tuned to the Rift Network at all times because you never know what's going to happen. You always want to ride the waves of the Rift. And don't forget, here at Awakening the Unknown, we're not just paranormal. We have all kinds of interesting topics and everything that will be coming up. So you definitely want to stay tuned to something like that. Because you never know, you might actually learn something. That's our goal. We want to teach you something. So there might be something actually you're going to learn. We do have an interesting couple of book authors actually coming up, 2 different perspectives. We do have another individual that runs a radio talk show. He's coming up. We have Flip coming up. So, and again, you'll be hearing from Cody, and you'll definitely, when we can get poor Marcy has a day off, she'll be back on, do some more tone healing for everybody out there that needs some healing. And sooner or later, we're going to run that meditation class you guys have been interested about hearing about, but you can't be driving when I do it, so no driving that night. So, and again, we have our last few minutes here with Eric Perry, and do you have any words of wisdom for everybody out there tonight?
Be true to yourself when you're out there investigating the paranormal. Be yourself. Don't try to be what you see in Hollywood. Try to be sympathetic and caring if you're going into private home. Be there for them when they call you at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because they have activity going on. Just be yourself.
Very good. Everybody should always just be themselves. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show. And we do look forward to, once Michelle is actually not sick, we will look forward to the investigations down here. But we do have a couple of ideas, so we'll throw them out to you when we get a chance, probably Saturday. We got something going on tomorrow, too, so hopefully she's well enough for that. Oh, yeah, don't forget Fall River. Tomorrow night, we're going to be at the Fall River walking tour. We're going to be up there just lending a hand. So you'll see us up there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have a show tomorrow night called Let's Just Talk Paranormal that I produce. And I'm going to have a guest on there tomorrow night. His name is George. He's outspoken about a lot of things that go on in the paranormal field. So I'm going to have him as a guest on Let's Just Talk Paranormal on Facebook Live at 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you again for coming on the show, and I look forward to talking to you more further as far as the investigations. And again, thank you so much for coming on the show.
It was my honor and my pleasure, and I look forward to seeing both of you ladies very soon.
Very soon, you will. It'll be fun. I hope you don't mind getting dirty.
It will. I'm not going to go there with that. We've had conversations. No,
that's you and Michelle. I'm the good one. That's you and Michelle. I'm the good one. Sorry.
Yep.
I'm the good girl. All right. I'll talk to you again.
Michelle and I have a blast.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye. All right, there, everybody. We're getting ready to again close the show up. The Fall River Walking Tour is tomorrow night. We also have another event. We're going to be at the 7 Hour Herb Farm for their fair on the 19th and the 20th. We're going to do some live, and we're also going to be available for readings. We have something coming up in June. Let's see. We do have something else happening in May. Can't remember off the top of my head right now, but all right. I want to say peace out, everybody. Good night, and thank you for listening in.